Howdy, y'all, folks. Well, it's February in Michigan. Pretty cold out. I think it's like 20 degrees. So, of course, what's it time for? Well, prepared for sailing season. So here I am. I'm at indoor storage this year. So I was going to run down some of the projects I'll be working on. The most obvious one is this project here. I had my fairing popped off my keel here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I have to probably just apply some thicken epoxy on that and smooth it out. But the other project, and people think I'm crazy, is the boot stripe on the boat. I'm getting some, I don't know if I'd call it osmosis, probably just poor prep work. But after I hit the seawall, I went to Quantum. They have spray cans of spray paint, and I bought some of those for touch-up. And the problem is they sent us black instead of navy blue, and I didn't realize it till I already sprayed it. So now I'm looking at the boat. It's looking kind of hazy, and I'm thinking, screw it. Instead of touching up, I'm just going to repaint the whole thing again. So I bought a kit from Quantum, and we're going to brush it on, and I'll have to wait until it gets warm enough. I think it's got to be like 65, 70 degrees to do that. But let me show you a couple other things, because I think I'm truly biting off more than I could chew this year, but I'm going to try to achieve it all here. Okay, so I'm up here on the boat, as you can see. So I've explained project 1, got to refair that hull or the keel. Project 2, I'm going to actually repaint the entire boat. That means sanding it down, painting the boot stripe again, and painting the blue. And big plan this year is we're heading to the North Channel. So in the North Channel, there's a lot of anchoring, or not anchoring, tying off to land when you anchor. So I bought this gizmo, and that's for my 300 foot of road, so I can tie off to a tree on the shore. And I've got to figure out where I'm going to stick it. Can't stick it there. It's too small. I think I'm just going to build them out on top of my swinging davits, and I'll just remove it when I'm not using it. It doesn't have to take load. It just has to pull the line out and keep it organized when I'm pulling it back in. But we'll still tie the line off the cleats. So, but this is the big addition. I'll have to figure out how to mount it. I don't want to mount it off to the side because I got too many overhangs already. But the next project, and I already made the purchase, is we've been using the iPad for our charts, and I finally bit the bullet, and I went and bought the Raymarine Axiom. So now I got to figure out where I'm going to stick it. And what I think I'm going to do is, you see my compass? If I stick it near the compass worthless. So I think I'm just going to pull the compass off, so I only have one hole in this side of the boat, and I'm going to stick it framed in like that. I made these fancy frames on this side for my other Raymarine displays. So here's the first prototype. I couldn't make the whole frame because it was too wide, but here's the prototype bit, and I'm going to make one for the chart plotter. So it'll be hanging off the firewall just like that, and fancy dancy. Okay, so the next project I have going is I have a lithium battery bank, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it under here, but there it is. That's a whopping 24 volt, 150 amp hours, and I'm going to use that to power my freezer and anything else I need to power. So the big problem is how do I charge those? Because I have another set, 2 more of those that are 12 volt, and I'm going to use those as backup power. So I have to charge them somehow. Now I have the 100 amp alternator on the boat, so I decided to go with DC to DC. Let me see if I can get some illumination on this. The DC to DC charger. and that way I can charge the bank right off of the engine when it's running, or I can charge it when the solar's going during the day. So I was going to set it to a switch. I know you can hook them up to where they turn on when the engine's on, but I don't think I want to do that. I'll set it to a switch because I bought two, because I'm going to charge the 24 volt bank and I want to charge the 12 volt bank. And I want to be able to do them without moving wires around. So what I'm thinking is this space here, I'm going to build a little cabinet so I can put the chargers, the DC to DC chargers in there, and conceal them with maybe a door. It's kind of like a junk area anyway, so this would really make it useful. Okay, with the chart plotter comes a new depth sounder, and I had to figure out my dead rise, so I just cut this cardboard piece out. I'll measure the angle when I get home. I'm not sure which sounders I'm gonna go for, because the 3D option on that chart plotter requires two depth sounders, one on each side, or I can just get the just cheaper, simpler one that just chirp, whatever that is, for a fish finder. But one thing that's really fancy I was looking at is it also supports the camera system. And I really like that, because when it gets nasty out there and it's raining, nice to go below and just keep watch with the camera instead of sitting out in the weather. But the final thing I purchased is a Starlink, because going to Canada, I don't want to deal with those rates if I can avoid it. But I got to figure out where to mount that Starlink, and I don't know. I was thinking at the end of the solar panels, but wow, that's hanging out there quite a bit. Or I could do something flipping on the side. So that's the big projects I have going on this year. I got to fair the keel and make it look pretty again. I've got to paint the boat, paint the boot stripe, of course, touch up the bottom paint. I'm going to add those DC to DC controllers or chargers so I can charge the two lithium banks I have. I'm going to install the Starlink, and I obviously install the chart plotter, and that's going to be running wire, and I'll have to figure out, that might be a big project, because I might be, putting two holes in the boat when I glue in the transducers, but I'm not sure which way I'm going to go on that yet. If you have any advice, let me know in the comments. But what do you guys got going on for your boat plans this season? Any big projects? Oh, you know something? I forgot. I'm actually toying with the idea of redoing the windows and the plexiglass, but I don't know. I'm hearing cold storage, and if I'm just going to do that, now's the time to do it. But like I said, I'm biting off a big chunk of work that I don't know if I'll be able to get that done as well. But hey, what are your projects, man? Let me know, and happy sailing, folks. Peace out.
Old-timey sails blow high, storms can't make us cry. Through gales we drag anchor wide, Great Lakes our endless tide. Exploring islands near and far, Rock Isle under a northern star, Beaver Isle where echoes wake, Les Cheneaux shadowed in lustrous lake. Hoist the flag and let's brave the squall, salty tales will heed the call. Wind howls, the night won't break, shake down on this saltless lake.